Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. In a move that is bound to really upset Keir Starmer, a bloodthirsty tyrant dictator who wants us to go to war, it seems Zelensky is bending the knee and he's kissing the ring. Now, presumably, people high up in the Ukrainian government or its version of our establishment have basically had a word in his small but shell-like and have basically told him, go fix this right away. Zelensky is now looking for a peace deal with Trump. Apparently there have been conversations between the pair, and the Ukrainian leader now says that he has regrets over the row at the White House, and basically what he's doing is he's walking it all back. He's saying, well, you must understand I was very frustrated and angry with what's going on, blah, 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 blah. And of course, it's all this bullshittery walking it back stuff. And that's fine. Reverse ferret, get out of there and move forward. Nobody wants this to go on, particularly not the Don. He does not want a war. So Zelensky has now said that he is willing to work under Trump's strong leadership. Very important words, not mentioning the rest of Europe. Basically, go screw yourself, Europe. You're wanting a war on Ukrainian territory, which will destroy my nation, and which you will inevitably lose against the Russians, who may well choose to go nuking. And so he's basically saying, no. He realises now that his only way out is peace. So he says his country won't last long. He knows the truth. His country won't last long without American support. And military experts, which I've gleaned from other sources, military experts say that, in fact, within days, so, the weekend perhaps, Ukraine would be quite literally unable to fight without American backing. And so it is time to bend to Trump's will. Bend the knee, kiss the ring, kowtow, do what you want, but chumming up nicely. So he said today, and he's put this out on, I believe it's on X, as well as other sources, that he now sees that peace is achievable. He does not want his country to suffer anymore. Well, I'm afraid to say, as Donald Trump said to Keir Starmer at that meeting in the White House, what, you think England could stop the Russians? And Starmer just went, because obviously not. So anyway, with Trump's announcement that they're pulling all military aid, of course, that put to put no too fine a point on it, that put the kibosh on the war. That's it. It's done. It's over. Putin is unlikely to want to continue if America is basically brokering a deal. Putin will be happy to broker a deal. He's really only got two things that he wants. After all, he might add a couple of other things, but the two big things are the borders stand and no NATO for Ukraine. And that basically will be what's happening. So it seems we are taking a step back from the brink. If this peace deal is reached, it makes you wonder if Starmer will still commit to spending 2.5% on defence, or will he put that money back into handing it abroad to foreigners? Makes you wonder, doesn't it? I don't trust a word that comes out of that man's mouth. He will be really, really upset now. All of them be really upset. The WEF especially will be really upset that there's unlikely to be a war in Europe. After all, what better way is there to replace Europeans than by having a big war there? Makes it much easier to control. The WEF do not like white Europeans because white Europeans have a propensity to fight back and say what they don't like. They're not compliant enough for the WEF. So that was always the plan. But now it seems that the WEF is going to be getting the finger from Trump. Good man. However, I suspect this means that war will eventually come, but it won't be under Donald Trump. Who's next? Vance, will he be the one? I don't think so. Vance, ex-serviceman, ex-forces don't really like, well, current forces, but ex-forces, anyone who's ever served, anyone who's ever put on a uniform, they're not rushing to war. Anyway, let's hope. Seems the pressure's coming off. Starmer's frustrated, again shown to be humiliatingly weak. Nobody cares. Nobody's phoned Starmer. Zelensky hasn't phoned Starmer. Trump hasn't phoned Starmer. Trump and Zelensky. That's where the conversation is, and you can guarantee Putin has been called as well. I suspect it will all be over very, very quickly, and Starmer can sit there with his bloodlust unfulfilled. Let me know what you think. Thanks very much. Goodbye.